Reincarnation anime love broken main characters, and today we're ranking 10 shows where the MC respawns already unfairly powerful, flexing on kingdoms, gods, and common sense, while we laugh, cringe, and absolutely enjoy the chaos together. Kicking off with number 10, the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. This one starts exactly how you expect. Genius exorcist dies, wakes up in Fantasyland, and immediately starts disrespecting the power system. Our guy Seika doesn't just adapt, he imports his entire old life cheat code into Magic Society like it's illegal DLC. What makes this fun is how calm he is while everyone else panics. Demons pull up acting scary, and Seika's already 5 steps ahead, sipping tea mentally. The pacing can feel rushed, and some side characters exist purely to be impressed, but honestly, that's the appeal. It's pure dominance fantasy without pretending to be deep. The villains talk big, get humbled, repeat the cycle. If you enjoy watching an MC win arguments, battles, and life decisions effortlessly, this scratches that itch. It's not reinventing Isekai, but it knows its lane and speeds down it confidently. No seatbelt, no apologies, and minimal emotional baggage slowing things down. Sliding to number 9, Am I Actually the Strongest? This anime answers its title immediately, then spends the rest of the time flexing on everyone who doubts it. Haruto gets reincarnated, abandoned for being weak, and immediately becomes the definition of oops, you messed up. What sells this show is how unserious it is. Haruto doesn't crave hero status. He wants peace, naps, and minimal social interaction, which the universe refuses to allow. The comedy lands because the power gap is so disrespectful it becomes funny. Royalty schemes? Deleted. Ancient threats? Erased. The show does lean heavily into wish fulfillment, and yeah, some arcs resolve a bit too easily, but that's part of the charm. It feels like the anime equivalent of muting drama. If you're tired of MCs struggling for 10 episodes before winning one fight, this one feels refreshing. It knows it's ridiculous, embraces it, and rides that confidence hard. Landing on number 8, the Aristocrat's Otherworldly adventure, serving gods who go too far. This anime feels like the gods hit max stats by accident and said, "We'll fix it later." Cain is absurdly powerful from childhood, and the fun comes from watching nobles, knights, and villains slowly realize they're dealing with a walking natural disaster who's also extremely polite. The show leans heavily into classic isekai comfort vibes, magic academies, political favors, and monsters that never stood a chance. Is it subtle? Absolutely not, but it's weirdly relaxing. Cain isn't evil, arrogant, or edgy. He's just broken and nice, which somehow makes the flexes even funnier. The gods popping in casually like overbearing parents adds a comedic layer most shows skip. Critics might say it lacks tension, and they're right, but tension isn't the goal here. This is fantasy junk food, and sometimes you just want to watch a kid accidentally conquer the world between school lessons. Looking at number 7, My Isekai Life, I gained a second character class and became the strongest sage. This is the introvert power fantasy perfected. Yuji wakes up in another world, gains slimes, accidentally becomes broken, and barely reacts. He's so chill, it's almost disrespectful. Dragons appear? Mild inconvenience. Ancient ruins? Free XP. What makes this anime work is how quiet the flexing is. Yuji doesn't shout attack names or monologue. He just solves problems efficiently and moves on. The slimes are surprisingly endearing and steal scenes constantly. That said, the show sometimes feels like it's on autopilot. Emotional beats are light, and side characters orbit Yuji like NPCs waiting for dialogue triggers. But if you enjoy competence without drama, this delivers. It's less about epic stakes and more about vibes. No screaming rivals, no drawn-out losses. Just a man, his slimes, and a world that clearly wasn't prepared for him at all. Rolling into number 6, Seirei Gensuki, Spirit Chronicles. This one blends tragedy with broken potential in a way that actually sticks. Ryo isn't just strong, he's emotionally layered, carrying memories of a past life while surviving a brutal childhood. His power growth feels earned, even when it becomes unfair. What elevates this anime is its atmosphere. There's a constant sense of loneliness, of someone never fully belonging anywhere. When Ryo snaps into action, it's satisfying because you've watched him suffer quietly. The spirit arts give his fights elegance instead of raw explosions, which helps it stand out. The downside? Pacing issues and political arcs that sometimes overstay their welcome. But when it hits, it hits. Villains underestimate him. nobles play games, and Rio walks away untouched, emotionally distant, and stronger every time. It's not just about power, it's about restraint, which makes the flexes feel sharper and more meaningful. Crashing into number 5, how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. This anime said, what if the broken power was intelligence? And honestly, it worked. Suma doesn't solo armies with magic. He conquers systems. Economics, agriculture, governance. He breaks the world using common sense and spreadsheets. And yes, it's way more entertaining than that sounds. Watching corrupt nobles get outplayed without a single sword swing is incredibly satisfying. The show respects its audience by explaining strategies without dumbing them down. Some viewers miss flashy combat, but the tension comes from politics, diplomacy, and long-term consequences. Suma's harem dynamics can feel checklisty at times, but the leadership arc carries the series hard. This is for fans who enjoy Log Horizon energy with faster pacing. If you've ever yelled at an anime kingdom for making dumb decisions, this one feels like therapy, with Suma calmly fixing everything while everyone else catches up. Charging into number 4, Skeleton Knight in Another World. Arc wakes up as a fully armored skeleton and somehow becomes one of the most wholesome powerhouses in Isekai. Don't let the spooky design fool you. This man is here to help, protect, and occasionally obliterate anyone who deserves it. The anime balances comedy and brutality surprisingly well. One moment, Arc's panicking about being seen as undead. The next, he's cutting through slavers like it's light work. His overpowered nature is clear, but he doesn't abuse it for ego, which makes him likable. The supporting cast, especially Ariane, adds emotional grounding. Some scenes get darker than expected, which helps the victories feel earned. It's not the deepest narrative, but it's consistent, fun, and surprisingly heartfelt. Watching villains underestimate a literal skeleton knight never gets old, especially when the payoff is swift, brutal, and deserved every single time. Now stepping into number 3, Overlord. But trust me, number 3, it'll mess with your head in the best way possible. Overlord isn't about a hero saving the world. It's about watching the world slowly realize it's already lost. Ain's Uol Gown is broken in the scariest way: intelligence, preparation, and zero moral hesitation. Every arc feels like a chess match where the opponent doesn't know they're playing. The Guardians aren't just powerful, they're terrifyingly loyal, amplifying Ain's presence. The anime shines when it flips perspective, showing ordinary people facing Nazarick like an unstoppable horror. Some seasons dip in animation quality, but the writing and world building carry hard. This isn't comfort isekai, it's domination dressed as strategy. If you like your Reincarnation anime dark, calculated, and unapologetic, Overlord stands tall, skeletal grin and all, reminding everyone what true broken power actually looks like. Climbing to number 2, the greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. The title lies immediately, and that's the joke. Varvatos reincarnates wanting normalcy, then accidentally breathes and breaks reality. What's fun here is the contrast. He's socially awkward, emotionally stunted, and casually the strongest being alive. The anime leans into humor through misunderstandings and overkill reactions. Friends think he's exaggerating. Enemies find out the hard way. It's fast-paced, flashy, and doesn't pretend the MC will ever lose. Some character writing is thin, and emotional arcs resolve quickly, but the spectacle is consistent. Watching ancient legends realize their typical nobody opponent is actually their worst nightmare is endlessly entertaining. This anime feels like a highlight reel of flex moments strung together with comedy and light drama. If you want pure power fantasy without heavy commitment, this one delivers exactly what it promises. Finally, claiming number 1, So I'm a Spider, So What? This anime earns its crown through struggle, evolution, and sheer chaos. Kumoko starts weak, scared, and alone, grinding survival like it's Dark Souls with commentary. Watching her slowly become an unstoppable force is insanely satisfying because you feel every level up. The internal monologue carries the show, turning fear into humor and desperation into hype. While the human side storyline can drag, Kumoko's journey is peak reincarnation storytelling. By the time she's broken, she's earned it through pain, adaptation, and relentless effort. The world building is deeper than it first appears, and the payoff recontextualizes everything. This isn't just power fantasy. It's growth, resilience, and madness wrapped in spider legs. When Kumoko finally stands above gods and systems, it feels deserved, earned, and unforgettable. And that's our countdown of reincarnation anime with truly broken main characters. If your favorite made the list, drop a comment. If it didn't, argue with me respectfully. Like the video, subscribe for more anime chaos, and trust me, another wild ranking is already loading.